Welcome back, everybody. She served as the United States ambassador to the United Nations, then became the first ever female Secretary of State. And now she can add Medal of Freedom recipient to her impressive resume. The White House announced yesterday that Madeleine Albright is going to receive the nation's highest civilian honor. Also has a new book out, her fifth. It's called Prague Winter, a personal story of remembrance and war, 1937 to 1948. Madam Secretary, it's nice to see you. Congratulations. Which is a bigger honor, the book or the medal?
Oh, well, first of all, Soledad, it's great to be with you. They kind of go together, I have to say, but I am so honored to have gotten the Medal of Freedom, and it makes me feel very proud to be an American, and that's the story that goes together.
You write at the very start of your book about sort of your self-discovery that happened really after age 59, which is kind of unusual in and of itself. And you wrote this: I was 59 when I began serving as U.S. Secretary of State. I thought by then that I knew all there was to know about my past, who my people were, and the history of my native land. Only I didn't. I had no idea that my family's heritage was Jewish, or that more than 20 of my relatives had died in the Holocaust. Why did you even begin sort of investigating who you were at that sort of late age in life?
Well, the thing that happened, as you mentioned, I was ambassador at the United Nations, and I began to get letters from people that explained something about my background, but I thought none of the facts made any sense. The dates were wrong, the names were wrong. And then in November '96, I got a letter from somebody who had all the names right and said, I know, we knew your family and they were fine Jewish families. And it was just about the time that I was getting vetted to be Secretary of State. And then when I actually got named, Michael Dobbs from the Washington Post wanted to do a profile, and he found a lot of things that I did not know, that in fact my family not only was Jewish, but that many members of it had died during the Holocaust. And I began to write about this in my memoirs, but I obviously didn't have time to really explore it, and I wanted to do that because I do think that one needs to honor those who died by remembering them.
How has that, knowing that, exploring your history, played a role in the jobs that you've held and what you have become in your professional life, do you think?
Well, the truth is that I always believed that one needed to stand up to evil, which is what I saw going on in the former Yugoslavia before I knew it. I was a child of World War II. I understood to a great extent how that all began with an appeasement of Hitler, and so I knew that even before I knew about my background. But what it has done is kind of add a complexity and richness to what I know about myself, and hope very much that the story that I tell will explain to people not only the importance of knowing your roots, but also of understanding motivations, credibility, and the importance of being resilient.
As Secretary of State, you were first as a woman. Hillary Clinton now is a second. Do you give her advice? Did you give her, right, it's the third, of course, after Condi Rice. Do you give her advice? Because, of course, the first is a trailblazer. Did you give Condi Rice advice about what to expect in that kind of position?
Well, first of all, let me say my youngest granddaughter, when she turned 7 a couple of years ago, said, so what's the big deal about Grandma Maddie being Secretary of State? Only girls are Secretary of State.
Yay! Oh, I like her.
Yeah. But I had gotten to know Condi, you will not believe this, but she was a student of my father's. And I learned that when my father died in 1977. And so we knew about each other and got to know each other. And yes, what did happen was during the transition period from the time that the Clinton administration left and the Bush administration came in, Dr. Rice was about to become the National Security Advisor. So we did talk about what it was like to be a woman in high-level national security posts. And Secretary Clinton and I really are very good friends. She was somebody that was instrumental in many parts of my life in becoming secretary, and we did a lot of things together when she was First Lady and I was secretary. She was terrific then in terms of representing our country.
Well, congratulations on the Medal of Freedom, and also congratulations on the book as well. It's called Prague Winter, a personal story of remembrance and war, 1937 to 1948. Madam Secretary, nice to have you. Thanks for talking with us.
Great, very good to see you, Soledad.
Thank you,
Thanks.
likewise. Still ahead this morning on Starting Point. Excited about our next guest. No, not the guy in front, although we do love our senior writer, Rick Salibi, who's being choked here by the ultimate fighting champion, superstar, Georges St. Pierre. He's going to join us next. Don't hurt him, man. I need him. We need him. We're back in just a moment.